morning, everyone. It's the West Ham Irons channel, West Ham Talking Point show with me, Jazz. Hope everyone's doing good. It's been a while. And coming back with a special Talking Point show on the eve of the West Ham Chelsea London derby. And it's something that's been bugging me for a couple of days. I haven't done a show in a while. I didn't really see the Fulham game live, so I didn't really want to do a show on it. I'm going to be missing today's game as well. I'm out and about, but I will try to do what I can tomorrow perhaps, or later on today. But the thing that's getting to me is a lot of shows out there, a lot of opinions, a lot of thoughts around, is it too early to judge Lopetegui? What's going on? You know, what is it, 4 games, is it? We've kind of won 1, lost 2, drawn 1, but we were 1 minute away from losing 3 out of the 4. For me, it's getting confusing. The situation is quite confusing. I don't want to say if it's worrying at this stage. It's the new model, isn't it? Again, it's a lot to do with what I've been brought up watching football, which is a manager has 100% responsibility of the transfers at least, right? So he does the scouting, he goes up to the board, the owner will say, I want this, I want that, picks the team, no interference. That's the model I'm used to, and I think that's the model that people like Pep, Klopp, Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, all the successful managers have used, and I reckon Unai Emery at Villa is kind of one of them as well. So the real cream managers, really top level managers, I believe, are working according to that. Might be a few exceptions, but mainly if you're a really top caliber manager like Mourinho as well, forgot to put him in that group, I think you control a lot of things, including the transfers, which is the most important, right? In our case, which is a so-called modern situation, future situation, is that we have a technical director. In a way, I reckon the manager reports into perhaps a technical director and the owner. In corporate world, you call it a dotted line. So hard line, Lopetegui's hard line reporting line and manager would be David Sullivan. But then with Sullivan doing other stuff and maybe not able to do everything, then a lot of the managerial lineup will go through Tim Stuyton, really. So that's kind of what it is. And then obviously Tim Stuyton's got a hard line reporting into Sullivan, really. So I don't know how you guys are going to accept the situation that Lopetegui has come in as a coach. He's a coach. Used to be manager. He's downgraded to coach. Tim Stuyton is technical director. Looks like he controls the scouting, a lot of the recruitment, provides those players to Lopetegui. Out of every 5 transfers, maybe more confusingly, Lopetegui might get 2, and then 2 might be Tim Stuyton's, 1 might be Sullivan's. I don't know, but one thing is certain: Lopetegui isn't bringing in every single player, which brings me to the question: how do we judge success or failure? We were close to losing, 3 out of the 4 games. Who do we blame? Antonio is continue playing up front. It's a joke. Why? Why isn't Fulkrug before injury brought in any earlier, right? What is going on? Why has Guilherme not had a look even on the bench? You know, Fulkrug and Guilherme, that's 50 million, right? Can West Ham afford? Somerville, chuck him in there as well, right? That's 80 million worth of players. You've nearly lost 3 out of your 4, and 80 million, top of my head. We're going to show you, actually, while I'm talking, let me bring that in. Let me bring that in while we're talking. So 1 minute away from losing 3 out of your 4, and if you have a look at that list, Somerville hardly had a look in. Fulkrug, not done anything. Understand he's got the injury. Guillermo, not even on the bench, right? Who else we got in there? Todibo, not even had a sniff. What the hell is going on? This is... So, I mean, you can't just ever go to Lopetegui clearly then, can you? Something's going on here. And you got to get your head around it. Maybe the youngsters who watch football recently do get it. I don't get it. Because I can't fully have a go at Lopetegui. Because this isn't normal. There's no way a manager... Listen, Liverpool situation is different. That manager's come in, started off with the same team, didn't buy many. They won most of their games. He didn't want to tinker too much with it. We've had a striker issue for years now. We buy someone, it's obviously a Tim Starton signing. Lopetegui hasn't touched him. Somerville, we've had a left wing situation for a while. Doesn't get a run in. Championship Player of the Year, Leeds United Player of the Year, doesn't get a look in. We have... How many mistakes has Mavropanos got to make? Mistake after mistake. For me, he's slightly less shit than a Gerd. You know what I mean? I don't fuck about my words, right? Right? Why isn't Todibo? Why did we chase all around the world and he's not playing? Look at John Duran. Why didn't we pay the extra 4 million and bring him in? What the hell is going on? I don't get it. Wan-Bissaka, fine. Good financial deal for the club. Got him in. Got no problem with that, really. Max Kilman, fine. Got no problem with him. But largely, again, the majority of the signings not being embedded in, not happening. And it's a worrying sign. I don't care if it's only 4 games. It's just happened to us too often. It's happened far, far too often. And if it doesn't work out, he's only got a 2-year deal, Lopetegui. He's got to get us into Europe. And we were 1 minute away from losing 3 out of the 4. They ain't good. They ain't good. We've been drawn at Liverpool away in a cup. It's going to be hard. We could be out of that cup, right? I don't want to look at the fixture list because every fixtures are hard. Every fixture is really, really hard. Apart from at the moment, was it Southampton are struggling, Ipswich, Leicester. Every game is hard. I'm not going to look into that. And over the whole season, you're going to play everyone. So I'm not going to look into that. Right? If anything, I think facing City, Liverpool early on, that's about as best it's going to get because those teams ain't really 100% into it fitness wise. International break, it's a load of bollocks. It's the same for everyone. It is what it is. Right? But the real concern is that we haven't got a striker. We haven't got a good centre-back pairing for Kilman. What's going on? Somerville's not getting bedded in. We could have a situation where, Bowen's going to play up front today. Listen, he's more than capable of doing it. I've got no issue with that, really. But I've got an issue after spending 80, 90 million and the striker on board. I get it, he's injured, but not paying the full to get Duran over the line. I've got an issue with that, right? It's weird. And the new manager would have known what we've needed. He would have watched last season, the bits of it, and he would have definitely bought a couple of players, which we have, that should have been in the starting team, and it's not happened, right? And if things don't develop on the playing pitch, who are we going to blame? Tim Starton bought Fulkrug. He's got to have some blame in this. Todibo hasn't touched the ball. Why would you go all around the world, beat Juve to sign him, give it a big one, chase him all window, and suddenly now he's played every single game last year. He's match fit. Man United about to sign him. What's going on, right? Guilherme, 23 million. You couldn't pay the extra for John Duran, but you bring this boy in. Nothing personal against him. Oh yeah, he might be ready next couple of years. Really, really odd what's going on. Fulkrug, nothing personal against him now. 31, 32 soon. Didn't realise, to be fair, I didn't really look at his injury record, but it's quite concerning. But he should be back in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner. It's all about him and Somerville are typical examples of people who had really, really good seasons, good form. That's why people are after them. We sign them, and then we don't play them. And then quickly than you realise, they're losing motivation, they're losing confidence, and don't know what's going on. And the more games that go by that we don't really win or go on a winning run, then the manager gets more and more nervous. He wants to go back to people like Antonio that he thinks are safety players instead of risking perhaps players he didn't want to bring in. Because yeah, Tim Starton definitely doesn't get involved with the team selections, definitely doesn't get involved with tactics. And that's where the power is then. Because if Tim Starton is going to go and sign players that the manager isn't fully agreed with, but is afraid to say that, it's his new job. He was brought in by Tim Starton. He can't have a fisticuffs and a big argument straight away, apart from just saying, yeah, all right, thank you, yeah, but not really happy about it. But where he can have the power is that I'm not going to pick him. It's up to me. It's not a good situation, and it doesn't make sense to me. This situation doesn't really make any sense where, yeah, we would have nearly lost 3 out of the 4 games. We've been looking for a left winger and a striker for a long time now. We've spent 18, 19 million and we haven't resolved that situation. And we're carrying 3, 4 players that have hardly played and are not looking likely to play. And why is Antonio and Mavropoulos playing? I'm getting concerned by this, and it's a situation where if it doesn't go that well on the playing field, I don't think I can blame Lopetegui that much. I don't think I can. What I can blame is, the more I think about it, I don't really agree with this technical director coach thing now. It's just not for me. I just think it's just, what you're going to get with this is a lot of high turnover manager appointments, like at Watford as an example. It's not going to work out for a lot of the coaches, right? You might end up with some really good individual players that you can flog off for a profit. You know, you can make a lot of money out of Kudos. You can make money out of Paqueta, Bowen if you want to, 1 or 2 others. But you're not going to get... why did Pochettino leave Chelsea? Because they weren't allowing him to buy a lot of the players that they wanted to sell his captain. So Chelsea have got the money. They don't care. They're making a lot out of it. But what you're going to get in the interim is, on the playing side, you're not going to get any success. You're going to get a high turnover of managers. So I think in our situation, we are on that road where Tim Starton's going to stick around now for a while, right? But we're going to have a high turnover of managers, I've got a feeling. We're not going to go down. We're not really going to get into Europe, I think. It's early, but I didn't really think it was going to happen like this. I really didn't think about who's bringing who in. I got all excited, really happy when Fulgrid came in, as well as every single signing. But I am very, very shocked and confused and concerned how we've not used Somerville from day one when he's been ready. We've not really had a plan for Fulgrid. We've not really gone in and put Todibo in there from day one, because he's got to be better than Mavropoulos, the money you're going to pay him. Or is it that if you pay 6-7 games, then you've got to pay all that money, that option kicks in? Is it because West Ham have done this before, where if Todibo plays 5-6 games, we're going to have to pay 25-30 million? Are we just stopping from that happening, dragging it out till December? I don't know. But this is my feelings on this match day morning, really. My focus is a bit on the Chelsea game, but I'm more concerned about the situation that's developing at West Ham, everyone. Let me know your comments, but for me, it's a worrying situation.